Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laura Ramos James, and I'm an attorney with Ramos James Law. I hope you're having a good Friday. I would like to talk to you today about 5 things that you did not expect would happen to you if you're involved in an accident. This is going to be just a discussion of things that I have seen in my career and I see over and over again of people experiencing when they're involved in an accident. So the first reminder that I'm going to give you is that this is not meant to be legal advice. This is just me sharing my experience, just to give you an idea if you're ever involved in an accident, what you might go through. If you have been involved in an accident, I invite you to call my law firm, Ramos James Law. We're at 512-537-3369. And we can give you a free consultation, and you don't have to pay us unless we recover. So we're gonna start with the number one thing, that is you have health insurance. So you were involved in an accident and you were injured and you get medical treatment, but you're not very concerned about your medical bills because you have health insurance. So the worst thing that could happen is you are gonna have to pay a deductible or your copay, and that's it, right? No, wrong. Many times what's gonna happen is after the accident and after you've had your medical treatment, you're gonna be getting correspondence in the mail, and a lot of times you're gonna get what's called explanation of benefits. And your health insurance is sending you this letter that basically gives you a breakdown of different amounts that you were billed by your medical providers, and what they've paid and what you are responsible for and what's still owed to the medical providers. And what you'll find surprising is that many times when you're involved in an accident that could potentially be the fault of somebody else, for example, you tripped and fell somewhere because there was some sort of condition that caused you to fall, or you were involved in an auto accident, or you got injured at work. What happens is that your medical providers send their bills to the health insurance, and health insurance companies review those bills. Sometimes they ask for medical records, and in the medical records it's going to say what caused your injury. And the health insurance companies are going to get really smart, and they're gonna think that you should go after the person that injured you. So they're going to deny a lot of the payments for the medical treatment that you're receiving when someone else is at fault. So that is something that a lot of people, I have clients that come to me and they are shocked because they have health insurance and they get letters with denials of their health insurance because the health insurance companies are saying, I'm not responsible, someone else is. And that usually will lead you to have to retain a personal injury or an accident attorney to be able to recover. Another thing that's super common is number 2, which is you're involved in an accident, and this generally happens in auto accidents. You're involved in an accident and it's unexpected, and there's somebody that comes to you and they're saying they're at fault, and they may tell you, I'm so sorry, I was just looking down on my phone for a second, or I had my sunglasses and they fell when I slammed on the brakes, and then I couldn't see, so I hit you. And so then the person is relying on the fact that somebody admitted their fault at the scene. So they're thinking, well, great, their insurance is gonna cover because they already said that they're at fault. This is also wrong. Not always will the person have the same story that they have at the scene, because at the scene everyone's in shock, people just blur things out. And later on, once they've had time, a few minutes to think about what happened, and they realize that maybe their premiums are gonna go up because their auto insurance company is having to pay some claims, that's when they're gonna perhaps change their story to their insurance company. So when you're calling to get their insurance company to pay your bills, your lost wages, and the damage to your vehicle, then you're gonna get that the insurance company is telling you that a liability is disputed and the person is no longer admitting fault. So that happens all the time. Another thing that is very interesting for me to see, and unfortunate for people that are involved in accidents, is that when you're in an accident, the last thing you're thinking about is to take photos, get names of witnesses, get video. And a lot of people are, they're just injured and they're worried about getting their car fixed or out of the way, or they're worried about getting medical treatment, and they're not thinking that they may need these items in the future. But more often than not, you are going to need them. If you assume that the police is gonna go and get the name or the phone number of a witness, you're usually going to be mistaken, because in most jurisdictions, in Texas at least, the Texas Peace Officer's Crash Report does not have a section that they have to fill out to input the name of any witnesses or their phone number. So it's really up to you. If later on you choose to pursue a personal injury case, it's going to be up to you to provide all of that information to the insurance company or the person at fault, or an attorney if you hire one. So I definitely recommend that you get pictures, you get video. Same thing goes for photos. You assume that the police took photos. A lot of my clients come in and they're like, I don't have any photos because I was taken to the hospital right away, but the officer probably took photos. The officer usually does not take photos, and if they do not save them in the file. So take photos, take video, take names of witnesses. Thing number 4 that is something that a lot of people don't expect to encounter when they're involved in an accident is that if they get injured and they have to get medical treatment, sometimes they'll go through the insurance of the person that was at fault, and that insurance company, knowing that you don't have an attorney, they pay your bills, they give you a little extra cash for your inconvenience, and then they move on. And if you've had surgery, and if you've had to have hardware input in you, like screws or plates, well, chances are you're gonna have to have a surgery to remove all of that. And once you sign the documents for the insurance company, you can never come back. They're never gonna open the case again and give you additional money for any medical treatment that you may need. So that's another thing that's very common. Once you resolve a case, you can no longer go back. So you may not have expected that would happen when you're involved in an accident, or that you may need any more money, but chances are you will. So again, this is why I recommend that if you've been involved in an accident, you contact a personal injury attorney as soon as possible. And usually you'll see that personal injury attorneys offer free consultation. So you should definitely do that. And the last thing number 5 that you probably don't expect to encounter when you're involved in an accident is if you went to the hospital, and just to give an example, suppose that your bill is $10,000. So you go to a hospital, but you have health insurance. So your health insurance is going to offer to pay a very small percentage of the hospital bill to the hospital. And again, if the hospital, gets made aware that there may be another person at fault or another insurance that may cover the bill, or that you're gonna get a lawyer, what they're gonna do is they're going to file a hospital lien. Texas law allows hospitals and emergency medical providers to file what's called a hospital lien if they provided emergency services within 72 hours of the incident. And what that does is they put you in the situation where really your insurance should have paid $2,000, and perhaps you pay an out-of-pocket deductible, but when they decline to take your health insurance because they think they may get more money later, they're going to grab their full bill of $10,000 and they're going to file a hospital lien. And guess what? That's going to be terrible for your credit, and it's going to take a long time to get released. So that is unfortunately another thing that I see very frequently. So, last reminder, if you were involved in an accident, please contact a personal injury attorney. If you were involved in a very specific type of accident, I advise that you recommend somebody, you consult with somebody that has handled this type of incident before, hopefully many times, because all these different types of accidents have their hurdles that you're gonna want your lawyer to know how to tackle. Drunk driving accidents, trucking accidents, work injuries, construction accidents, they're all different. So if you consult with a personal injury lawyer, ask them about their experience handling those type of cases. Ramos James Law is currently taking new cases, so if you were injured, call us for a free consultation. We are at 512-537-3369. And again, my name is Laura Ramos, and I'm an attorney with Ramos James Law. Hope you have a great Friday. Thanks.